Have you ever paused, looked at your life at 70 and wondered, am I still truly living or just getting by? Because the truth is, winning at this stage of life isn't about having more, doing more, or proving anything to anyone. It's about the quiet victories, the simple things you can still do that whisper, I've still got it. Sometimes it's standing steady without help. Sometimes it's laughing like a child. These moments may seem small, but they are powerful signs of strength, spirit, and a life well lived. In this video, we'll uncover 6 subtle abilities that speak volumes about your vitality. And if you can still do them, you're not just aging, you're thriving. So stay with me. You might just realize you're doing far better than you thought. Thing number 1, climbing stairs without gasping. Let's be honest, most people wouldn't think twice about climbing a flight of stairs. It's such a mundane part of daily life. But if you're over 70 and can still climb stairs without feeling like you've just run a marathon, I want you to pause and take pride in that. Because what you've just done isn't ordinary. It's extraordinary. You see, climbing stairs is like nature's silent fitness check. There's no fanfare, no gym membership, no stopwatch. But in those quiet moments, when you reach the top, heart steady, breath calm, you've proven something powerful, that your heart is strong, your lungs are working in harmony, and your muscles are still up to the challenge. Medical research backs this up. According to the American Heart Association, by age 70, your aerobic capacity may drop as much as 40% from your younger years. That's a steep decline. But here's the good news. Your body still listens to how you treat it. And when you challenge it with small, consistent efforts, like taking the stairs, you remind it how resilient it truly is. In one European study, seniors over 60 were asked to climb 3 flights of stairs in under 90 seconds. It wasn't a competition, it was a test of health. And those who passed were significantly less likely to suffer heart issues in the following decade. It wasn't about speed or strength, it was about endurance and vitality. Picture this. You're visiting an old friend who lives in an apartment building. The elevator's out. Do you wait downstairs hoping they'll come meet you? Or do you smile, tighten your grip on the handrail, and climb those steps? Slowly, steadily, confidently. If you're part of the second group, you're not just managing your age, you're winning at life. And I want you to know, that matters. Not everyone your age can do what you just did. And while it may seem like a small, forgettable moment, it's not. It's your body telling you, I'm still with you, I'm still strong. Every step is a quiet celebration of health, independence, and vitality. So the next time you have a choice between the elevator and the stairs, maybe, just maybe, choose the stairs. Not because you have to prove anything to anyone, but because you can. And because every step you take is one more vote for your strength, your spirit, and your journey forward. You're doing more than climbing stairs. You're defying the odds, and that's something worth celebrating. Thing number 2, recalling yesterday's lunch. It might seem like such a small thing, remembering what you had for lunch yesterday. A sandwich maybe, a salad, a warm bowl of soup. But in truth, this simple act says far more about your well-being than most people realize. Because when you can pause, smile, and say, oh yes, I had that roast chicken sandwich with extra mustard and a slice of peach cobbler to finish, you're not just remembering a meal. You're showing the world and yourself that your mind is still alive with detail, color, and connection. As we grow older, memory becomes one of those quiet companions we start to notice more. Some days it's crystal clear. Other days it takes a moment to catch up. But the ability to recall yesterday's lunch, something so ordinary, is a beautiful sign that your brain is still sharp, engaged, and holding on to the rhythm of daily life. The statistics can sound daunting. According to the Alzheimer's Association, about 1 in 9 adults over 65 deals with some form of memory loss. That's a real number. But you sitting here and remembering your tuna wrap with dill pickles and iced tea, you're reminding yourself that your cognitive spark is still burning brightly. Memory in many ways is like a garden. It needs to be nurtured, tended to, used. The more you gently pull from it, remembering little moments, faces, flavors, or stories, the more vibrant and responsive it becomes. Every time you tell someone about what you ate, who you were with, or what joke was told at the table, you're not just reminiscing, you're exercising your mental muscles. Picture this. You're at dinner with your family. Your grandson, curious and playful, asks, "Grandpa, what did you eat yesterday?" And without missing a beat, you reply, "Oh, I had that lemony grilled salmon with rice and spinach. And for dessert, the softest apple tart I've had in a long time." Everyone smiles. Maybe someone asks where you got it. A new conversation begins. A moment is shared. That's the hidden beauty of memory. It's not just about you. It builds bridges between generations, between yesterday and today. It helps you stay connected not just to yourself, but to the people around you. And there's even better news. Memory can be supported. Simple, joyful things like reading, playing cards, chatting with a friend, or doing a crossword over coffee all help. So does your diet. Foods like berries, walnuts, leafy greens, and even a bit of dark chocolate nourish the brain in quiet, powerful ways. Movement helps too. Just a walk around the block can spark fresh clarity. So the next time you recall what was on your plate, or the smile on the face across from you, take a quiet moment to appreciate it. You're doing more than remembering. You're proving gently and beautifully that your mind still has stories to tell. And those stories, they matter. They're your proof that you're not just living, but truly present, still engaged, still full of insight and joy. So go ahead, remember your lunch, your laughs, your little details. They're worth holding on to. Every one of them is a small, shining victory. Thing number 3, balancing on one leg. Let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Balance. Not the kind that involves juggling schedules or managing finances, but something far more personal. I'm talking about your body's ability to stand on one leg for just 10 seconds. At first glance, it may sound like child's play, something you'd see your grandkids doing for fun on the playground, or maybe something you tried during a yoga class years ago. But don't be fooled by how simple it seems. This tiny act, this quiet skill, is one of the most powerful predictors of longevity and vitality after 70. Picture this. You're standing in your living room, your favorite song humming in the background. Someone casually asks, "Hey, can you still stand on one leg?" You smile, lift your foot gently, steady yourself, and hold. 10 seconds pass. No wobble, no panic, just calm control. You've just performed something far more meaningful than a party trick. According to a study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, seniors in their 70s who could balance on one leg for 10 seconds were up to 50% less likely to experience serious health complications in the years ahead. That's not a guess, it's science. In just a few seconds, your body gives a clear signal about your coordination, core strength, neural health, and even brain function. You see, balance isn't just about grace, it's about survival. When you stand on one leg, your entire body gets involved. Your ankles adjust, your thighs stabilize, your hips engage, your core tightens, and your brain works overtime to keep you steady. It's a full-body conversation, and when that conversation flows smoothly, it means your systems are still in sync. You're not just standing, you're thriving. Now think about this. You're out in the park on a sunny afternoon. Birds are chirping, kids are laughing, and there you are, stretching one leg out, steady as a rock. Maybe a young couple glances over. Maybe someone even says, "Wow, I hope I'm that steady when I'm older." That's the kind of quiet inspiration you bring into the world just by showing what your body can still do. One of my friends, Harold, age 73, practices this every morning while waiting for the kettle to boil. He says it keeps him grounded, literally and figuratively. "It's like checking in with myself," he told me. "If I can still do it, I know my body hasn't given up on me, and I'm not about to give up on it." That's the spirit, because maintaining your balance doesn't just reduce your risk of falls, it gives you the confidence to move through life without hesitation. It's knowing you can climb those porch steps, reach that top cabinet, or dance at your granddaughter's wedding without fear. If you haven't tried it lately, here's your gentle invitation. Find a sturdy chair nearby just in case, take a deep breath, and lift one foot. No pressure, just curiosity. Start with 5 seconds, then aim for 10. You might be surprised by how quickly your body remembers what to do. And if you wobble, that's okay. Wobbling is just your body learning. Every moment you practice, you're strengthening more than just your muscles. You're nurturing your independence. So the next time someone talks about aging like it's all downhill, smile and lift one leg. Show them that at 70 or 75 or even 85, you're still standing tall, literally. Because if you've still got your balance, you've still got your power. And that's what winning at life really looks like. Thing number 4, laughing heartily. There's something magical about a real, wholehearted laugh. The kind that makes your shoulders shake, your cheeks ache, and your eyes sparkle with joy. If you can still laugh like that at 70 or beyond, truly and deeply, you're not just winning at life. You're thriving in the most beautiful way possible. You see, laughter isn't just a reaction to a funny joke. It's a reflection of your spirit. It shows that your heart hasn't hardened, that despite life's challenges, you've held on to the most precious part of yourself, your ability to feel joy, to be moved by humor, to smile even when life hasn't always been easy. Science agrees. Researchers at Stanford University have found that laughter doesn't just lighten your mood, it actually boosts your health. It lowers levels of stress hormones, strengthens your immune system, improves blood flow, and even helps your body manage pain. In other words, that chuckle you share with a friend, it's better than medicine. That belly laugh at a silly joke, it's your nervous system saying, thank you. And let's be honest, by the time we reach our 70s, we've lived through plenty. Losses, changes, health scares, disappointments. The world has shifted, and we've had to shift with it. But in the middle of it all, the ability to laugh, that's what keeps us human. That's what keeps us light enough to move forward without being weighed down by the past. I remember a woman named Lorraine, 78 years old, who told the most outrageous stories about her youth. Not always polished, not always proper, but always funny. She'd laugh so hard at her own tales, you couldn't help but laugh with her, even if you didn't fully catch the joke. And in those moments, she wasn't just reminiscing. She was lighting up the room. Her laugh had a kind of freedom to it, like someone who had seen everything and decided to dance anyway. That kind of laughter isn't naive, it's earned. It means you've lived and you've chosen not to be bitter. You've chosen to find beauty in absurdity, warmth in awkwardness, and strength in silliness. It means you've kept your soul open, and that's the real secret. Laughter, at this stage in life, is a kind of wisdom. It's a quiet refusal to let the heaviness win. When you can laugh at yourself after a small misstep, like losing your keys for the 3rd time that day, or when you can giggle at a corny TV show, or chuckle during a chat with an old friend, you're proving something powerful. You're proving that your emotional resilience is intact, that life hasn't dulled your shine. So if you still find yourself grinning at the Sunday comics, bursting into laughter during family dinners, or cracking jokes with your walking group, don't dismiss it as just a moment. Those are triumphs. Each one is proof that your heart is still light, your mind still curious, and your soul still young. Keep laughing, let it echo. Let it wrinkle your cheeks and brighten the day of someone nearby. Because in that one beautiful sound, you're doing something profound. You're reminding the world and yourself that joy doesn't retire. It just gets wiser. And if you ask me, there's no better sign that you're truly winning at life. Thing number 5, maintaining friendships. There's something quietly powerful about still picking up the phone to call an old friend, about showing up for coffee every Thursday, about remembering someone's birthday without needing a reminder. If you're 70 and still nurturing friendships, whether they're decades old or brand new, you're doing something far more valuable than most people realize. Because friendship, especially in our later years, isn't just about company, it's about connection. It's about knowing someone is out there who remembers your stories, your laughter, your quiet days, and your big moments. And that, my friend, is no small thing. Loneliness is one of the most silent and underestimated health risks among older adults. According to the National Institute on Aging, nearly 30% of adults over 70 experience significant loneliness. That's not just sadness, it's a heavy weight that can quietly affect both your emotional and physical health. But if you're still reaching out, still inviting others into your life, still saying, yes, I'd love to see you, then you're already defying the odds. You're choosing life, rich, connected, meaningful life. Studies have shown again and again that strong social ties are linked to longer lifespans, sharper minds, and happier hearts. In fact, they're just as important to longevity as a good diet or regular exercise. Human connection truly is medicine. Every time you share a laugh, lend an ear, or offer your presence, you're giving your brain a boost, your immune system a lift, and your heart a reason to stay open. Take a lesson from the people of Okinawa, Japan, a place where many residents live well past 100. Scientists have spent years studying their secrets. And while diet and lifestyle certainly play a role, one of the most powerful elements is something beautifully simple: connection. In Okinawa, they have something called a moai, a small, trusted group of friends who commit to supporting each other for life. They talk, they laugh, they help, they listen, and it keeps them not just alive, but vibrant. So if you have someone you grab lunch with once a week, or a neighbor you walk with every morning, or even a book club that still meets after all these years, hold on to that. It's not just a nice part of your routine, it's a source of strength. You're not just sharing time, you're weaving the kind of relationships that give life depth, meaning, and resilience. I think of my friend Marvin, 74, who's been meeting the same group of buddies for pancakes every Sunday morning for over 40 years. Some weeks the conversation is light, other times it gets deep, but no matter what, they show up. Marvin told me once, we've seen each other through marriages, losses, cancer, grandkids, and somehow a plate of pancakes always makes it easier. Sema, that's not just friendship, that's lifeblood. So whether you're sending a birthday card, inviting someone for tea, or simply asking, how are you really doing? Know this, you're not just staying social, you're staying strong. You're giving your heart a reason to stay open, and your life a rhythm of warmth and belonging. Keep nurturing those connections. Keep building new ones. You're not just enriching your days, you're shaping a legacy of love that will echo through every conversation, every shared moment, every smile, and that, without a doubt, is one of the greatest victories of all. Thing number 6, cooking for yourself. Let's take a moment to celebrate something beautifully ordinary and quietly remarkable. If you're 70 and still cooking for yourself, still tying on that apron, still reaching for your favorite skillet, still adding just the right pinch of salt, you're not just making meals, you're making a statement, one that says, I'm still here, still capable, still creating. Cooking might not seem like much at first glance. You walk into the kitchen, pull out a few ingredients, maybe hum a tune while you stir the pot. But in truth, that simple act is packed with meaning. It speaks of independence, of physical vitality, and perhaps most importantly, of care. Care for your own body, your own comfort, your own joy. Think about what it takes: the steadiness to stand at the counter, the coordination to chop and stir, the memory to recall recipes passed down through generations. And beyond that, it takes heart. Because even when no one else is sitting at the table, you've chosen to nourish yourself anyway. That's not just cooking, that's an act of self-respect. And science agrees. A long-term study in Sweden found that older adults who cooked their own meals were significantly healthier than those who didn't. In fact, they had up to a 25% lower risk of developing chronic illnesses like heart disease or diabetes. Why? Because cooking puts you in control of ingredients, portions, timing. It invites you to choose what fuels your body. And those small, consistent choices, they add up to a life that's not just longer, but richer. But beyond health, there's something deeper. Cooking is a ritual. It anchors you in the moment. Whether you're flipping pancakes on a slow Sunday morning or simmering soup that smells like your childhood home, there's peace in the process. The sound of the pan sizzling, the rhythm of your hands at work, these things ground you. They remind you that today matters. I think of a woman named Esther, 76, who still makes her late husband's favorite beef stew every winter. It keeps him close, she told me once, smiling as she stirred, and it keeps me feeling useful. That's what cooking can do. It's not just about feeding your body, it's about feeding your spirit. Maybe for you, it's your mother's biscuit recipe or that pasta dish you learned while traveling in Italy. Whatever it is, Every time you return to it, you're keeping memories alive. You're layering meaning into every bite. And that's a kind of legacy too. One that doesn't need to be written down, only shared and savored. So if you're still sautéing vegetables, still making your morning eggs just the way you like them, still baking banana bread just because it makes the house smell like home, celebrate that, because it means you're showing up for yourself every single day. Cooking isn't just survival, it's a form of artistry, a reminder that your life at this moment is still something you get to shape. And what's more empowering than that? So turn up the music, light a candle, make that meal just the way you love it. Because when you're cooking with your own two hands, you're not just making dinner, you're making a quiet declaration. I'm still living fully, and I'm not done savoring this life. And really, isn't that what winning at life is all about? Each of these 6 things, climbing stairs, remembering yesterday's lunch, balancing on one leg, laughing from the heart, nurturing friendships, and cooking for yourself, may seem simple, but together they tell a powerful story that your spirit is still alive, your strength still steady, and your joy still present. These aren't just daily habits. They're signs of resilience, independence, and a life richly lived. So if you recognize yourself in any of these, take a quiet moment to smile. You're not just aging, you're thriving. Comment "still thriving" if this spoke to you. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more content that celebrates the strength and beauty of your journey. And remember, just because you're over 70 doesn't mean your best moments are behind you. Often they're just beginning. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.